I'm actually reading the YouTube chat here. Um, there's a hot topic, and it kind of shifted directions here a little bit. That I think is a very overwhelmingly popular topic, and I've got some things I'd like to say on it after anything you'd like to add. But since we removed global chat and we've implemented the clan recruitment tool, how do we envision improving the social aspect of the game or just future social interactions of the game? Like, obviously, the removal of global chat, which I'll get into some aspects of that in a second. But is there anything that you'd like to add to that on like what we can do to improve like the social interactivity of the game?
Well, it's a topic that we're talking about, and we're definitely looking to do more work with the clan recruitment tool. It turned out to be quite difficult to get exactly right so that it works really well for everyone. I would kind of recommend that people try it out now because it's actually way better than it was when we released it. There's a lot of work that has gone into it in the back end and in the way it actually finds matches and sort of what kind of matches it actually is giving you. So I think it is in a way better place. But we have been talking about this very topic of social interaction, how we make it better a lot since then.
Mm-hmm.
There are some ideas. I think it's a bit too early to go into those specifically at this point, but we are definitely thinking about it a lot, and it is something that we want to do something about as well.
Okay. And the things that I wanted to add about global chat, and I do want to clear up some misconceptions about why we had removed it. And a lot of players and a lot of the community think that we removed it basically due to wanting to filter out swear words or bad words in the game. And part of it has to do with toxicity about we can't monitor chat 24 hours a day. And given that our game is rated 13 and up, that does mean that we have certain obligations to protect players within that age range of 13 and up. And if we wanted to have, even support agents monitoring the chat 24 hours a day, that would require hundreds of agents for every language that we support. And it becomes increasingly difficult, like especially if someone starts, saying stuff in languages that aren't supported in the game. But the two major reasons why we had to remove global chat was, one, whenever there are threats of violence, like let's say someone's threatening to shoot up a school, when we get those reports, we contact the Finnish police. And the Finnish police then contacts the police of those respective countries and do an actual investigation to determine whether or not that these threats are valid. So this is a very time-intensive and resource-intensive operation because, from one end, chances are the person is probably trolling, trying to get a reaction out of the community. But us as game developers, we simply cannot take that chance that this person is trolling, this person is joking, because all it takes is one person to be genuinely serious about threatening violence. And if we didn't do anything about that, we would feel partly responsible for not being able to do more to protect people, our players, and people who may be affected outside of this. So we do have a responsibility to ensure that the safety of our players and our community are there at all times. The second one is that, unfortunately, there are a lot of insidious people in the world, and many of them are, predatory upon children. And we need to make sure that we are protecting children from these predatory behaviors. So while removing global chat doesn't eliminate these evils from the world, it at least eliminates them from using our platforms to do it. And that when players play our game, they are a bit more protected and can trust that, these threats of violence and predatory behavior are taken very, very seriously. So removing global chat was done to protect our player base, remove toxicity, and provide a much more enjoyable game environment. Now, we understand that global chat was used for a lot of recruiting and a lot of social interaction, and we can improve it on that front. So that's something that we are looking to improve. But global chat itself, as much as many of you guys loved it, in that form, it will not be coming back.